Okay, so we've run around to the back of the car. Sorry, I'm just adjusting. So we've run around to the back of the car. I don't know if you guys can see this. It's a gorgeous view, a gorgeous day out today. So the guys that actually managed to remember their fishing rods are having a ball. Okay, so we've talked about kind of what the concept is behind it, and what is EDC and what it means to me. What everybody wants to see is the guns and the knives and everything that goes with that. So so we'll go out and we'll do a quick discussion on everything that we have here. One thing that I do feel quite strongly about is the quality of the equipment that you use. A lot of the times we see guys come to classes with the cheapest Chinese, and I'm sorry for the word, shit on the market, and they do not last. They go through batteries very quickly. They lose the intensity and they just break. The buttons fail, the buttons on the wrong side. Same with the holsters, guys. I'm guilty here. One of the very first holsters I built and bought, and I'll show it to you guys now in a second, is a cheap holster. I think I paid for it 80 Rand. Now for the guys overseas, it's 12 Rand 50 for $1. So you do the math. I'll add it in a link somewhere on the screen for you guys, just so that you know. I've then saved up and I've upgraded. I actually got some custom kydex made for me for my gun, because at that stage you can't really, even now you can't really readily buy a lot of kydex for light bearing, for weapons mounted lights. And I do like to carry weapons mounted, and this is not a topic I'm going to go into right now in too much depth, because it is quite a controversial topic. But I do, and I carry an Enforce, I think it's an 8PL. So I don't know if you guys can see there, if the sun is not too great. I'll add images onto it and proper photos, and you can see this thing has been through the wars. I've had this light now for 3 or 4 years, and it's been on multiple bush deployments, and the GoPro guys fell on their head, sorry. Multiple bush deployments with me, sorry guys, multiple bush deployments, and it just continues working, and it punches out so much white light. It's amazing. Momentary on and off, permanent on and off. I like to keep it simple with lights like that. I've got a LED Lenser P7, I think. I'll just check that now. And it's got 3 functions, or yeah, 2 functions and then off. So it's press bright, press dim, press off. And for the way I like to run my weapons manipulation drills, it is just not practical for me. But that's been my go-to for a very long time, because I bought the light before I seriously started considering everything behind EDC and the tactics between of low light shooting and low light defense. And so I've gone through a couple of flashlights, and I'm actually considering moving up to one of the local ones I've been issued, which is Zartex. Sorry guys, which is Zartex, which is a local South African flashlight, rechargeable, but they're a bit bulky. So I'm actually considering the O lights. So hopefully we'll get an O light out there, and we'll put it through its paces, and we'll show you guys exactly what they can do. But what I've seen and what I've heard, that might actually be the one for me going forward. So I mentioned the flashlight first because that is actually more important than any of your other EDC items, because you cannot shoot at something you cannot see, and you cannot shoot at everything. You cannot go waving around your weapons mounted light and using that as your primary flashlight. It's dangerous. You can actually get charged in South Africa, and you just don't want to point your family members, your wife, your daughter, your son, your dog for that matter, with a hot weapon. So keep that in mind as we go through it. The next step down from there, I carry my phone. So this is an iPhone. I think it's an SE. So it's it's not the newest, greatest, but it's the one that's proven to work for me. So I've been using this for about 4 years now. So if you need help, you need to phone for help, you need to call for help. So I actually consider that as one of your more important EDC items. From there, just a plain, sorry, I'm digging out of my pocket, yeah. Normal standard leather wallet, car keys, and yes, there is a Wonder Woman logo, as my wife is quite the Wonder Woman, and she deemed fit to remind me of that every time I climb in the car. Okay, then from there we're going to knife. I like a good folder. This is a CRKT, I think it's an M21 with a serrated blade. I find the serrated blade extremely useful, with a combination with the smooth and the serrated blade, just for everyday use. Now I do have a smaller version, the M16, which I'll show you guys a bit later, that I do carry when I'm in a more formal setting. So it's smaller, it's more concealable. Knife, you'll also see that the belt hook, I've put it on the opposite end of the, I don't know what they call these, pocket hooks, I don't know. So as I pull it out, it flicks out the blade, which is quite useful. Scares the crap out of most people if they don't expect it. From there, earphones. Now I keep these rolled up so it's easier to maintain. These are the iPhone earphones. Driving, doing surveillance, even working on a patient and I'm on a teleconsult, this is always useful, because you can't always hold your phone and you need your hands for it. So, and in South Africa it's illegal to talk on your phone while driving, so you actually have to have some of these. Then from there we are going to my pistol. So let's make that safe for everybody to see. And yes, I do carry one up. These are, I think, 124 grain hollow points. I can't remember the brand. It might be Magtex, I'm not sure. This is a Glock 19. So as you can probably see on the slide, I've had this now for about 6 years. This has been 6 or 7 years. This has been my EDC for the last 6 years. The only times I have not carried this with me is when I went overseas on honeymoon, and when was the other time? I actually can't think of any other time. I have not carried this. Sorry, yeah, and the consulate when I did my visa applications. So those are the only times I have not worn this gun. Okay, so Glock 19 Gen 3. Still the standard iron sights on here that they come with, the illuminated sights. The only difference that I did make to this gun, the only changes, was I changed the trigger shear, I think, to a lighter pull, and I changed the slide release. Now I'm not blessed with the world's largest hands, and I did struggle a bit with this, so I changed it to here until the day I changed my manipulation technique to rather just power stroking it and going from there. And yes, I did dry fire it. Okay, so that's that. I carry a standard, if I'm concealed carrying, I'm carrying a standard Glock 19 15 round mag with my choice of carry ammo. And then on the spare mag side, so I'm carrying an outside the waistband mag pouch, Phobos, because I'm on the farm, on the reserve, sorry, and loose wearing t-shirt, so concealability is not that major of an issue, but it's still concealed enough for me to carry this, and it's more comfortable than carrying it in my pocket. So then I carry a Glock 17 mag, yeah, for the extra rounds. So these are standard ball ammo. To be honest with you, I carry about 4 or 5 magazines spread out throughout my kit. I've got a 30 round mag in my go bag, my little grab bag, with 2 spare 17 round mags in one of those generic mag pouches. So, and then the concealment holsters, like what I mentioned earlier, the cheap ones. So this is it. You can see I've done some homemade modifications. As you can see, this thing has worn. I mean, I've been using this. The day I went to pick up my gun, I bought this. So I bought these together with a, no, I think this was my very first holster, and I've had this now for 6 or 7 years. Now I am going to upgrade. Like I mentioned, I like to carry with a weapons mounted light, so that is what I want to carry, and that's how I want to conceal carry. So we're going to look at some of the appendix. I like to carry appendix, it's more comfortable for me. I don't have the big tactical muffin top that most of the tactical guys have these days, so I can still carry appendix, and I feel that's kind of a lot safer and a lot easier and a lot quicker for me than carrying smaller back or at the 4 o'clock. Obviously with my other holsters I carry at the 3 o'clock. I do not believe in cross draw, I do not believe in underarm or ankle carry. And then just the last thing that two last things that I carry with is a standard water bottle. This used to be a USN water bottle, 750 mils, and then some shades. Now these are Polaroid K-Ways, local South African brand. So I prefer carrying non-tactical style eyewear, especially when I'm out with my family. I don't want to scream tactical gun guy over here, so I kind of tone it down with what I wear. So usually I'll wear a fishing style shirt or a nice button shirt that's loose, of the lighter type material, as it's quite hot here, and then a cap that doesn't scream tactical. This is our company caps, nice. We'll be making these available soon. So something simple, a Bass Pro Shop cap, or some name brand that I won't name. So yeah, that is the basic level 1 EDC. Now this you will change up or change down as it continues, as your need for it arises. Obviously your EDC, if I work in an area that I know that chances of me encountering trouble is going to be higher, I carry a second spare magazine. So I'll wear 2 mags on my belt, 1 in the gun. One thing I want to caution against is carrying not carrying a spare mag. Not carrying a spare mag for your semi-auto pistols. So I can already hear the revolver snubby 38 special guys shouting, "Yeah, but that's why you carry a revolver. You can't fix it with 6. You can't fix it at all." Sure, but let's look realistically at it. I live in a rural setting. Farm attacks have been quite hectic the last few days, last few years, and you're looking from between 3 to 15 individuals that would execute something like this. And just thinking that the guys will run away after the first warning shot, which is a problem. If you have to ask me, attend one of our classes and we'll explain it. Chances are that you might want to fire more than 6 rounds. Not likely, but the chance is there. Rather have and not need than need and not have. Also, this is a mechanical device, and the most likely problem that you'll receive is either ammunition or your failure to feed, failure to fire. So your magazine can be the problem. What do you want to do? You want to dump the mag that's in your handgun. If it's not just a failure to fire, if it's the magazine, a failure to feed, or anything like that, you want to dump that magazine, recharge it, and get back into the fight. Okay. Now, one thing that I have not mentioned here, and that's medical. Now, I usually carry a small trauma kit with with either Israeli or combat cores and a tourniquet, and I prefer a tourniquet with a windlass. Now this is a rant for another day, because I can promise you we're going to be busy with that for a while. A tourniquet with a windlass, and I will stick by that for as long as there's no solid proof for anything else. And a quick YouTube video with a little sonar is not gonna do it for me. Clinical proven tourniquet. So I personally like the softy wide, and you can see it's already set up for me wide enough to go over my foot and my leg or my arm. I'm not going to do a demonstration on this now, but it's ready to rock and roll. So should I be in a situation where this is going to be required, I can always scale up. Otherwise, I usually carry this in a little grab bag. And this is not a man bag, this is a medical grabber pouch, and we'll go through this in detail in a later video. So just keep that in mind, that medical should always be there. And as I go through the whole EDC system that I use, you'll see I've got multiple med packs in multiple locations with different size kits in them, and I don't go too advanced in them, for reason being I will not be the only guy there, and if I am, most of your time the basics saves lives. Basic life support saves lives. So you don't want to overcomplicate a stressful situation if you are the only guy there. If you have the time to dig in and to treat, and I am already said squirrel, and there I'm running medical. That's a video for another time. So guys, just that's level 1. It's not a quick video, I'm sorry, but it is going to be a series, so please stand by. Further episodes are coming soon. Thank you guys, bye.